Hello everyone. Today we're going to be talking about whether you sometimes think that it might be too late for your acting career. I hear a lot of actors talk about that. I hear some actors that have been actors in the past or that are wanting to, take on their acting career a little bit later and not when they're, let's say, 15. And so there's two categories of people that I'm seeing relate to time in a way that doesn't work. So I see actors who are actually preventing themselves from starting, literally, because they think it's doomed from the start, that it's never going to work because it's too late. And that kind of makes me sad because there's no such thing, of course, which we'll dive into today. But because if you have a passion, you get to live this life once. It's already an extraordinary miracle that you're there. Just the fact that you exist is a miracle. And so you're not here to just, live and get by and be okay and die. You're here to actually experience an extraordinary life. If something in you is thirsty to express yourself through acting, I definitely think that you should do that because it's part of your life experience. And then the second category of people that I'm seeing have a relationship with time that doesn't work is the people who are actors who are not 12 anymore, and they may be 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, whatever. I hear this at every age, so that's where you start seeing that it doesn't really work. So they are actors and they're pursuing actors, but some little part of their energy is believing that it's too late, right? And it might show up as, sometimes the thoughts are there, like I'm still pursuing this, but something deep in me believes it's too late. And you might have caught that in yourself too. So it's like you might be catching yourself complaining a lot with friends, with your family, like feeling like it's too late. You're still doing it. You're still going there. But I would like for you guys to observe if deep down, if there is a piece of your energy, if there's a little part of you that it is thinking that it is too late for you, stop and stay here for a minute, for 10 or 15 minutes, because we're going to dive deep into this. And I want to make sure that you have nothing in a way sabotaging everything that you're putting into your passion inside of your instrument. Because if part of you is thinking, I'm too old to have a career, it's too late. And again, I'm hearing this from people who are in their 20s. I'm hearing this from people who are in their 30s, 40s, at every age. If part of your energy is stuck in that loop of thinking it's too late, it means that you're not totally in the moment when you're acting, when you're auditioning. Part of your energy is busy walking out. So it's not in the moment. So you're not really with your character, defending their needs, because you're busy exiting already. Part of you believes it's too late. Part of you has lost faith. Part of you is not determined. When as soon as part of you is in disbelief of what you're doing, it means you can't give it your 100%, right? If you can't give it your 100%, you're not in the moment, you're not defending your character's needs, you're not really there, right? So that is where it gets icky. And of course, it's an icky feeling to have. It's an icky thing to be stuck in because it doesn't work. It doesn't make you book. But it's also a sticky feeling to have. Like if you have no faith, you want something, but you're not really giving yourself to it fully, actually, whether that's acting or anything else, well, there's some kind of dissonance inside of you, right? You want it, but you're not going for it because part of you believes you're going to get hurt if you go for it because it's too late. So you're in a loop, you see? Because you're going, but you're not going. And if you're not really going, you can't get it. Right? So there's some hopelessness at the bottom of this. This part of you that has no hope, no faith. And therefore your energy is not showing up. Right? So you may have caught yourself there and you may have pushed yourself. You may have said, come on, Jill, let's do it. I have to believe in myself. If I don't believe in myself, nobody will. And so you might have caught that. You might have caught yourself Googling, who are the actors who made it when they were, past 20s or past 30s or past 40s, whichever decade you're stuck into, right? So the thing is that pushing yourself from the outside like this and kind of finding some other example won't really do it for you. What's happening is part of your energy is busy exiting, and therefore it's not present. So what's really happening is that when you're really, really present, there is no time. Let me repeat that. When you're really, really present in the moment, in a scene, in a tape, there is no such thing as time. You're not in the past thinking this should have happened before. You're not in the future thinking, oh, I'm not going to get this. And anyway, if I get this one, I'm not going to get another. Because you're present. When you're really, really, truly present in the moment, defending your character's needs, there is no time. Time is infinite. And when that happens, so follow me, when that happens, when you're actually truly 100% present, then if time doesn't exist anymore, anything can happen. And so where I want to take this discussion is I want to make you realize if there is no time and time does not exist, it means the only thing that exists is now. All there is now, and you are 100% present. What happens is that casting sees you. Casting can feel all your energy. Your 100% is there in the room for the character. None of you is in your ego and in your career. You're actually defending your character. You're actually fulfilling your job description, which is not to plan your career, which is not to try and build a career, but it's try and defend this character's needs, not your ego's needs, right? And when that happens, casting sees you as really there, really in the moment, really present, 100%, still difficult, 100% present, truthful, instinctive, and free. And then what we hear in our community that happens is pretty incredible. Casting will rewrite roles for you. Casting will give you a role that was meant for a man if you're a woman. They'll give you the role if you're a woman instead of a man. They'll give you a role of an elder if it was written for a young person. We have heard it in every possible way. They'll change the gender. They'll change the age. They'll change the color. Casting is always after what's the most alive instrument. They're not really after the character description. So what I would like you to consider is that if you're really present, if you're really 100% present and nothing in you, none of your energy is busy looping around it's too late, or there's a right way to do this, or if only I was younger, or if only I had that role earlier, then things would be different. If none of your energy is busy there, it means you're here. And if you are here, casting sees you. When casting sees you, they see beyond the character. So if you're not the character, they will give you something else. Everything is potential when you're really showing up. You're really open. You're really present. You're really free, instinctive, and purposeful. You are being seen for something that's way beyond what you were called in for. You're being seen for being a human being who's right here, right now, present and alive. And that is a hot commodity, no matter how old you are. That is the material that casting directors and directors are looking for. And that's how you reverse time, right? Because then you start getting opportunities that were not planned on your timeline. But if you're getting on the timeline that's really yours, that's really present, then everything can start to change. There's no more rules anymore. And how do you do that? Of course, You move away from all that perception that there's a right way for me to look, there's a right way for me to behave, there's a right way for me to act, there's a right way for me to do the scene, there's a right way for me to think, blah, 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 which is all the people-pleasing conditioning that you've been raised with, right? So that's the work we do in our community. We help people, we facilitate the way back home. We help people undo all of this people-pleasing conditioning, undo all of that wiring and that programming that makes you not you, that makes you look for the right way to do things, that makes you push, that makes you fake, that makes you hopeless. And we make sure that when you show up 100%, which is very different than you trying to do it right. The second you try to do it right, the second you try to actually think about your career, you just dropped the job. You just resigned. Thinking about your career is not even in the job description. If any cell in you is thinking about your career or the lack thereof, or the fact that it's too late for you to have a career when you're auditioning or when you're on tape, you've lost it. You lost the moment. You were not present 100% in the moment. And until you are 100% present, open, alive, free, there, in the moment, for your character, all of the potential is gone. Nothing can happen. So that's why in our community, what we start with is helping actors uncondition, unformat, undo all of those patterns so that you can actually show up fully you in a tape, in an audition room. When you are fully present, something else than what is logical, which is, oh, I did my lines right, I did my scene right, I correspond to the character description, so I may have a chance to get booked. No. When you are present, no matter what age you are, no matter how late you tried, how late you started, if you are present, you will be seen. When you are being seen, not the actor trying to do a role, when you are being seen, you will be seen for every other role. If people were spending 1/10 of the time they spend looking good on social media into their actual how they feel and how they relate to their instrument and their truth, their freedom, everything would change. We'd have a very different world, right? Wonderful, guys. I hope this was helpful. If you want more information about the work we do, definitely send us a DM. You'll have in the About section in Facebook or on the link in the bio on Instagram. You'll have a free training that's called Stop Trying to Be a Good Actor, so you have a chance at being great. This will definitely take the discussion further, so make sure you check that out and discover this training. I hope this made sense. I hope that you are no longer relating to time the same way, that you now know that you could reverse time, and that when you show up fully present, things that you didn't even think were possible can start to happen. Casting will rewrite. Projects will be rewritten for you. You will receive... Oh my God! I didn't warm up into this session at all. You will receive roles that were not meant for you just because you have been seen, because you were present. Okay? All right. Thank you, guys.